Zachariah Jackson, Bassett News. I'm here in Plainfield, New Jersey, and I was just correct. It's not 51,000, it's 52,000 people here in Plainfield.
Yes, there is.
I'm here with Richard Wyatt Jr.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Richard, tell us why you want to run and what do you bring to the table if you should win in a few days the mayorship in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Okay. Fourth generation Plainfield native. So I was born right here in the city of Plainfield at Millenburg Hospital. I graduated from Plainfield High School in 2004.
Okay.
Matriculated to Morgan State University.
Oh my God, Morgan, yes.
So graduated from Delaware State University.
Mm-hmm.
Came back to the city of Plainfield and felt obligated to build a bridge for those that came behind me. So immediately got involved in the community, started coaching football, baseball, basketball, created my nonprofit, Gym I'm Making Changes. We had a mentor program, Swag Academy, where we decided to expose young men to things that they weren't regularly used to. And we wanted to start building young leaders.
Okay.
So all of this, the work that we started doing in the community, also I kicked off a dad's club in one of the elementary schools.
That's quite different.
Yeah. So, you go to PTO meetings and back to school nights. Regularly what we saw was the women, the moms.
Sure.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
Yes.
Like in the church.
Exactly. So we started that club just to get the dads more involved and tried to start telling the men, just like we cheer for our sports teams, we have to do the same thing for our youth and education and their endeavors as well. So after that, they said, hey, you need to run for the Board of Education. So I had no interest at all in politics or those type of things, but others thought that I could lead. So I took that step and was there, and you realize and you take a seat at that table how much the politics are really involved. And you would think when it comes to educating young scholars that everybody could sit around that table and say, okay, this is the best thing for the youth, let's agree to it.
Okay.
But that wasn't the case. So, had that fight there, and then this opportunity came, and people are saying, you need to be the next mayor for the city of Plainfield.
Well, you seem like a person that sit back and absorb and then try to fill in where there's lack.
Yes.
And where do you think that the current administration is lacking in Plainfield?
Okay, so currently they lost touch with the community. All right?
Okay.
So the current administration has adopted the philosophy that building and they will come and let's oversaturate the city of Plainfield with apartments. But that's not what the town.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not what the town needs. So canvassing daily, every day, out talking to my neighbors and community members in every ward. And the data doesn't show that we have a shortage of housing.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's like, why are we adopting this philosophy? And so you're talking to people, and the current administration, the mantra is one city, one Plainfield, one future, but so many people feel unheard and unseen. So that's where they completely, just lost. They had their own agenda that didn't include the people.
Well, with the new structures that's around,
Yes.
a person would have to be blind not to see that there are a good many new structures around. Do that generate any kind of business for Plainfield? Would that help out?
No, none at all. So what's going on with the new apartment structures, it has the appearance of Renaissance, but it lacks the substance. So they're giving the developers 30-year tax breaks.
All right.
So, and their target market is renters. So if you look at the city of Plainfield, which we have a high tax base here, so taxes are high in the city of Plainfield. Yes, so
there you go. You can take it.
It's a separate entity in that, so in Plainfield, that's one of the biggest concerns for people. And these apartments, if the developers are getting 30-year tax breaks and the people that are moving in are renters, how is that helping the tax base here? It's not.
It's not.
Yeah, and just, one more thing, if you look, we don't even have things to circulate dollars within our community. So these people that they're targeting, which are New Yorkers, they want to say, hey, come move to Plainfield.
Sure.
But we don't have businesses established where they're going to spend money here. So it's like, come live here, sleep here, but then go spend your money elsewhere.
Do you guys have a general supermarket here? Do you have
Anchor grocery store?
Yeah.
No, none at all. so we have Twin City, which is on Park Avenue. But when I talk to people, that's one of the questions I ask
Sure.
on campus, where do you grocery shop? And they say South Plainfield,
Okay.
they'll say Watchung,
Sure.
Cranford, Westfield, Trader Joe's, but not many.
So you don't have the major stores like you had years ago, like
Yes.
Macy's and
Mhm.
things like that. I think
Yes.
they have Tappins or something. like that.
Tappers, Bambergers,
Yeah.
Macy's.
Wow. So you see that from, well, you're not outside looking in because you're right here and you got 4 generations. And what you think that you could bring to the table to change that economic behavior where some of the people in Plainfield can benefit a little bit from the new structures, and what would you do?
All right, so one of the key things with the development, so they already went through the planning and got the approval, so the apartments are coming up. But what I would do is make sure that it's a priority that Plainfield residents are getting the jobs on these sites. So we ride around each of the construction sites there's apartments that's going up, and to date, there's only one person that's working on these jobs.
That's from Plainfield?
That's from Plainfield.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So that's one thing, but then downtown, like you said, in the past, everybody would come to Plainfield.
Sure, yeah.
To shop for
That's
entertainment.
right.
We had the Strand Theater, the Liberty Theater. So Plainfield was a place to come to, and now everybody leaves Plainfield to go spend money.
And then just basically sleep here.
Yes, yep.
And a sleeping community can sometimes oversleep.
That's right.
Wow. So last Monday I came actually looking for you guys, right? And I talked to people, and just about what you said about the tax breaks that was given, and they're saying the current administration is giving away a whole lot.
Yes.
So how would you change that right there?
Okay, so every decision that I make going forward will be, does it benefit the residents here in Plainfield?
Okay.
Right, so if you look at even the neighboring town, Piscataway,
Sure.
they said, you know what, we'll give the developers tax breaks. However, you developers are going to get together and build a state-of-the-art community center for our town.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
so it's things like that. So of course you have to make it enticing for developers to come. But when the development has to be strategic, we always have to make sure that we're putting the Plainfield community first when we make these decisions, and that's not what's happening.
Like Piscataway, since you mentioned Piscataway, they have that Clinton Avenue, the Clinton, I don't know, is it Clinton Avenue, as you go all the way down going towards Home Depot, and you see all these industrial places.
Yes.
Do Plainfield have anything like that?
No, we've had it. So we had it, so you can ride around and you can see all the industrial buildings and where they used to manufacture cars.
That's right, yes.
And do all of those things, and these buildings have been vacant for some time. So one of them on North Avenue, they just tore a part of it down to build luxury apartments.
Sure.
But in this
down by the train station?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those coming in.
But in this day and age, you need that type of forward thinking, especially when you have businesses like Amazon who are growing and constantly looking for space. HelloFresh, or looking for factories, those companies like that, where we have the infrastructure already in place, and we're just not taking.
So what would be the logic behind just giving everybody basically that decide to live here a tax break for tax abatement, I think they call it, for 20 to 30 years? What's the logic behind that?
Yes, so that's something that you would have to ask the current administration. But what they'll tell you is, these sites where nothing was going on here.
Sure.
So now we're bringing in development, and we want to increase the population. We want to, grow the city. So development is good, growth is good, but it has to be strategic. And as far as the logic, and especially a town like the city of Plainfield, Queen City, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
So in a case like that right there, the city is not even from the rent. Is the city making anything from that? Is anything coming into the city economy from the rent and things like that? No. If you give someone a tax break, so it's basically a free ride.
Yeah. So they make the agreement with the pilot, so it's payment in lieu of taxes. So they come up with a percentage and they say, instead of paying the tax amount, we'll pay you this. And the city and the county gets a cut of it, but school system doesn't get any.
Okay, which is very important.
Very important, especially when you're building all these structures. and they believe that it's not going to have an impact on the school district, but I don't know, you know, too many places where you could put a man and a woman together and they don't procreate.
That's the truth. Well, let me ask you, since we walk towards talking about schools, do we have a high-tech high school here in this town?
No, we do not.
Okay. And since you're on a school board,
Yes.
what is the function of Plainfield High School? Is it the same Plainfield High School that you graduated from?
Actually, it is, and that's part of the problem. That's one of the reasons I decided. So I graduated from Plainfield High School, I had AP courses, excelled in math, and
Sure.
got to Morgan State University and felt that I wasn't prepared.
Sure.
Yeah, so I had to come back and, you know, make that change, but then that's what I was saying, you start seeing the politics are involved,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a business in at-risk youth, there's a business in miseducation of our young scholars.
Sure.
Because then it's like, oh, you need this company to do this program, you need this vendor to do this, and it's like, we can fix this issue, and, you know, they just choose not to. But as far as the high-tech high school, we don't have it, so we've been fighting for vocational training now.
In the high school?
Yeah, in the high school, which was there many years ago.
Sure.
Because everybody's not going to college.
That's
but
the truth. Yeah.
You should leave, I believe that you should leave knowing how to make a livable wage for yourself.
Of course. Is Plainfield linked to any of the universities?
Yes, they are. So now they're linked to Kane
Plainfield High
University.
School, I'm talking
Yes,
about.
Kane University. So
Okay.
they offer a program now, and of course we have Union County College.
Yes,
in the city of Plainfield.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, what would you like for the people to know about you at this point? This will be your first time running for mayor.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of energy behind you actually being a mayor, from what I'm talking, as I go around talking to people and things like that. You're a young man. You graduated 2004.
Yes, sir.
So you have a lot of young ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And so you bring a whole lot. What would you want the people to believe that if you got in office, what would the changes that you would make that would be beneficial for the town?
Okay, so many aspects. We can talk 3 hours on that, but I'll just try to sum it up. So, and some people say it doesn't matter that I'm from here, but to me it does.
Okay.
Because I really care about this community. I
Sure.
care about Plainfield, and we have always been a Queen City. It's just time for us to polish that crown and get things right. But Plainfield needs someone with that understands traditional, but also contemporary concepts,
Yes.
right? So we cannot continue to do things the old way, especially when we see that they have not been working.
Okay.
All right, especially when you talk to community members here, and they feel like they're just completely disengaged with politics. And I tell them that sometimes institutions and politicians, they want you to do that. They want you to stay at home and not exercise your right to vote. But the change is coming, and the time is now. So that the things that we're going to do, and everything is not just me. So
Sure.
I believe that God is using me as a vessel to get these things done. But I'm here for the community.
Has any of the former leaders or politicians reached out to you? Do you have support from?
The former? Yes, yes we do. So we actually have the former mayor, Mark Fury.
Okay,
he's
way back
endorsement.
there. Okay.
Yeah, former mayor, Harold Mitchell.
Okay.
Former mayor, Sharon Robinson Briggs.
Okay, I understand.
And Councilwoman, former Councilwoman Gloria Teller.
Of course,
She's the late great. Yes.
Her husband was a great.
Yes.
Yes. Rick Taylor.
Yes.
You know, you kind of remind me of Rick a little bit with your ideas and things of that nature. Yeah, yeah. So you have support.
Yes.
You have support. Okay.
Not from the current establishment, though.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
support from there.
Yeah, of course. Well, we said that right there. Okay. On that date, what code do they have to use for the actual vote? Is it C5 or what's your number?
Okay, so my number is 14C, but asking people that the time is now, and if you want change, then you vote column C. All right, you vote column A if you accept the things that's going on, but if you're ready for change, then you vote column C.
And who all is running on column C? If you have it, can you
Yes, yep. So in column C, we have Terrence Johnson. He's running for commissioner, who also resides here in the city of Plainfield.
Okay.
All right, Evander Henry. She's from the city of Plainfield as well, running for commissioner. And for those that live in the 4th Ward, we have Terry Briggs Jones, who is running for councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
Terry Bridge, so you have a lot of support for people that was basically reared right here in Plainfield.
That's right.
So you guys are coming back home to change things.
That's right, the prodigal son.
Prodigal son, okay. All right, is there any way that someone can contact you?
Oh yes, yep. So the website, if you want more information, is richardwyattformayor.com. And I'll say it slow, richardwyattformayor.com. The email address is info@richardwyattformayor.com. For those that are on social media, on Facebook, it's Wyatt for Mayor, and Instagram, Wyatt for Mayor, and last but least, Twitter, Wyatt for Mayor.
Well, and that is Tuesday the 8th?
That's right, June 8th.
June 8th, okay. And again, this is Zachariah Jackson, Bassett News. We're honored to interview Richard Wyatt Jr. for Mayor of Plainfield, New Jersey.
All right.
Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.